that explanation to help when you are detaching from your sickness? Can you explain a little bit more like how it helps you?
Practicing the meditation to change my mind's habits so that I identify that the one truth is impermanent, selfless, ever-changing mind. And then permanent, any suffering that's going on is impermanent. And that it isn't happening to me, but to the collective. It's, I'm not real, and others aren't real. And that I can look at myself as a stranger while we're all connected. Living and unliving is unreal. And practicing that detachment of the one truth being impermanent, effort changing, selflessness, that that's the only thing that's real, allows you to detach from the suffering. Provides freedom because you're free from attachment.
Yes, free from ignorance and attachment of the mind. That is really important. If we are practicing meditation, we can stay anywhere. We can stay in the prison. We can stay in hospital. But we just need to detach from the ignorance and attachment of the mind. Mindfulness is the cause of wisdom or enlightenment. If the power of mindfulness is strong, we can know the truth of everything and everyone. Detachment is the cause of freedom. If we attach, the mind is not free, so also our physical, verbal, and mental actions are not free. Like the animals, they have strong attachment. That's why their understanding, their physical and verbal actions are limited. For the human beings, we are more intelligent than the animals. That's why we are possible to get success in practicing meditation or mindfulness and detachment. Because of limit, because of attachment ourselves, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm young, I'm old, I'm sick. Because of attachment like this, we are not free to do, to understand. If we can detach from ourselves, we can understand and do freely. We can speak freely. Can you also share your understanding? Yes, yes.
When it comes to attaching on something, because before I practice meditation and mindfulness attachment, I get attached on me as a young girl. You go to university to get a degree and then get a job. So obviously, because I have so many attachments right now, there are also many suffering in my once you practice meditation and you practice mindfulness and detachment, you can understand it a little bit better. So when it comes to her question, like how can she detach from sickness, you have to understand that sickness is not permanent. Like today you can be sick, but tomorrow you can recover. So it's not permanent. It's not something that is going to stay forever. So if you get attached to that sickness, that attachment is going to cause you suffering in your mind. So if you can understand that sickness as something impermanent, and that it can come and go at some point, you're not attached to it anymore. That is when you're free to do a thing, whatever you want, without having a thought that, oh, I'm a sick person, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, you know, it has to be this way, it has to be that way because I'm sick, kind of like that. So sickness is one example of our attachment in life, but there are many things that we can get attached to as well. For example, your job, your family, your kids, everything. So you can apply detachment to basically everything. You can use everything as object for observation and meditation. Especially the things that you find yourself suffering. That is where you're attached very strongly. You have a very strong attachment to that. That's why you suffer a lot.
And it's through that meditation that we're able to detach, that will release, well, you're detaching yourself from the disease or from fear of the disease. You're detaching yourself in your mind.
Yes. It doesn't mean that the sickness doesn't happen anymore. It can still happen, but you don't define that like, oh, that sickness is me.
Right.
So from that moment going on, you are free from that sickness, even though it is still going on. And then at some point it's gonna end by itself because of impermanence, because of born. It can happen, then it can vanish. So that sickness, it can exist today, but tomorrow it can go away, or at some point it's gonna go away. But the most important action is in the mind, that you have to stop allowing, like, I don't know how to say that. Make it become you. It's not real. It's not a real thing. Yeah. So that's why mindfulness and detachment in the present moment is very important. Present moment, because you have to be aware that you have to be aware of that in order to detach from it. Usually we're getting attached to something because we're not aware that it's happening to us. So for example, let's say there's some noises out there, and then all of a sudden, because there's so many noises, you got mad. And you go, oh my god, where are these people? It's so noisy or stuff like that. It's just a noise. It's not permanent, you know, because you're unaware of it. You define it as people, like people are noisy, but actually it's just like noises, you know. Oh, I'm sick. It's just sickness. It's not you, but you're too quick to define it as a self, as you, as them, as a person, a place, whatever. And because of that, because you're not mindful of what is actually happening, so that's why you tend to define everything as a person, a place, like that. And we do this a lot in our everyday life. And suffering comes from. So you can see that everything here is like it's very deep, you know. And it all started with the mind. So I don't know if it sounds confusing to you.
Oh, no, I understand. It's the observer. I'm the observer. I observe my life. I don't attach to it. I watch it. So when I was sick, I was recently sick with COVID. I didn't attach to it. I went through all these different stages quickly because I just watched it go through, and I didn't attach myself to it. I just took care of myself, and it went away very quickly. And the noises, I don't attach to it. I'm aware of it, but I mean, I'm aware of the birds. I'm aware of an airplane. I'm aware, but I'm not attached to any of it. I'm just here. I'm here and aware, but not attached for myself in my life. I have to have an awareness of what I do, but I'm also, if I'm attached to it, there's no suffering present. If I don't attach to it, I don't suffer.
Yes, it happened. It comes and goes.
Right.
You know, but you know when you say that you're an observer, there actually is self there as well. You're attached to yourself, basically. So that is also a very subtle attachment. I think the most subtle one actually. Cielo, can you explain more about self and non-self? Because, for example, like if I say this is me, my name is An, or like she said that, oh, that is her and she's an observer, that is a self. So can you explain more about the concept of non-self besides impermanence? So you already talked about impermanence, and I think they understand it just fine, but when it comes to a non-self, it would be better if you can explain it a little bit more.
Not knowing about the selfless impermanent nature is the cause of misunderstanding self as real. If we are reading or observing or mindful, we are doing with self if we don't know the same selfless impermanent nature of present action. We are free to read, to think, to speak, to observe, but we should try to know the selfless impermanent nature of present action. In this way, no one is doing, nothing is doing is doing only. Because of doing like this, there will be understanding. If we are keeping preset by no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no telling lie, no using drugs and alcohol, we will know more and more about the consequence of keeping preset. If we can also know more and more about bad consequence of breaking preset also. If we are keeping preset is connected with breaking preset also. Some are breaking preset, some are keeping preset. Only for oneself, we will be breaking preset. Sometimes we will be keeping preset. So there is, if there is the cause, there will be effect or consequence for sure. If we are not feeling well, there will be the cause. So if we can find what is the cause of not feeling very well, we can recover very soon. We can, because of not knowing, because of not doing with mindfulness and detachment, we will make mistake concerned with our physical, verbal, and mental action. In this way, there will be problems in both of our body and mind. If we are doing with mindfulness, with detachment, we can know what is the cause of not feeling well. What is the cause of problem? In this way, we can recover. We can solve the problem. Because of doing with ignorance and attachment, there are problems in both of our body and mind. If we are trying to do everything with mindfulness and detachment, we will understand cause and effect, action and the same reaction more and more clearly. In this way, we may make less and less mistake. If we are thinking about the politics of the whole world, we will feel stretched. Nothing is sure. No one is sure. If we are thinking about the weather, not sure. There are many natural disasters. So if we stop thinking about politics and natural disaster, we will, our mind will be stable and pure. Because of practicing meditation, I came to understand like this. That's why I'm solving the problem all the time. I'm helping the most needed people of the society all the time, but I'm also trying to detach from them and from their problem. If I attach, I myself will be the victim, like them for sure. Their attachment on politics, whether health, disease are the cause of their suffering. For me, I can detach from politics, whether disease. That's why I'm safe, I'm healthy. That's why I'm also teaching everyone to detach from both of good and bad. In the beginning, we need to detach from what is bad. Later, we should try to detach from what is good also. Attachment is the cause of suffering. So we need to detach from every attachment of the mind. So So for the patient, they are not healthy because of attachment on disease or sickness. If they can detach from their disease or sickness, they can be healthy again. Even if they are not healthy as normal, they can endure their sickness and disease. In this way, their life will be useful to do good deeds together with us. If they are attaching on their disease, they may be important only to cure the disease, to recover again. If they are practicing meditation, they will be able to use their OAs, their sickness, to do good deeds like us. Non-self, the truth of non-self is useful to detach from self. But both of self and selflessness are to be using only with detaching mind. Now you are still attaching on self or non-self. That's why you need to do more and more good deeds for all, not only for you. Instead of thinking about yourself, your future, or someone, you should think more and more about doing good deeds. You should think more and more about the other meditators or volunteers or poor and sick people of the people in the society. In this way, you can detach from yourself. You are still young and healthy. That's why you can survive by yourself. You don't need help much like the other old and sick people. You can understand like this. That's why you should share what you understand to the others. In this way, you can understand more and more clearly.
But like, do you understand why Seattle said that you shouldn't attach on the good either? And not just the bad, but also the good.
I think I do. I think it's really beautiful. And I think to have that state of mind always is something to meditate on, to get in the habit of detaching from the good and the bad. So it's like we were talking about the other day, our collective minds, when we're thinking, when we're detaching together. If I'm able to help myself, I'm able to help you. And from that perspective, that could be a good deed. Detaching from negative, I think, is perhaps easier than detaching from good, for me, personally.
Because both bad and good are impermanent.
Everything is impermanent. Right?
Besides, not real also. Not real good, not real bad. Just
Just
creation.
It just is.
Yeah, it it depends on the condition. Like nothing is absolute. There's no absolute good and there's no absolute bad either. This good can become bad and the bad can become good. So it's not permanent. It's not really real when you think of it in that way. That's why you shouldn't get attached on anything, because let's say something is bad right now, so you suffer because it's bad, and then tomorrow there's something good happening, and now you feel satisfied. But the thing is that when that good is not there anymore, you start to feel suffer. Why? Because now you're attached on the good, you know. So that is very subtle. It's very subtle.
It's more than just a balance, is what you're saying.
Yes, we should practice mindfulness.
Practice more, yes.
Detachment for sure.
Yes, I like this. This is a great lesson.
When I meditate and then I live my life, I realize that it's not just a concept anymore, but it's something very real. It was just that our mind was so like occupied with all of these created truths that we created for ourselves, like families, jobs, belongings, this and that and that. All of those big labels that we put on ourselves and others and what is happening around us, you know?
Mhm.
And if you really think about it, all of those created truth, they created this sense of suffering that is also not truth either. They were created by you,
Myself, yes.
which is also an attachment.
Right, and this, the same is true then with, if, what my perception of something good versus something bad is my perception, it's my putting a label on it because I've chosen to be attached to it, right?
And when you say my this, my that, it is also an attachment, like an ownership.
Yeah.
You're claiming an ownership, so that is an attachment as well.
Mhm.
A form of attachment, yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
And that also creates suffering. So it's very subtle and it always starts with the mind. So that's why practicing meditation with mindfulness and attachment in the present moment is very important. And how we can start is that we should start with being mindful in our daily life action.
Mhm, mhm.
That's how we can start. And then later on, when you practice for sometimes, you know, more understanding is gonna come naturally.
It's nice to hear because from these lessons, what I'm gathering is I should be meditating full time. Every moment that I'm awake, I should be meditating so that I can receive these lessons properly. And that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I give it a label.
And later you will learn to detach from that label.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Thank you.
Yes. So you can see like how everything is like so subtle.
Mhm.
You really have to be careful with your thoughts as well. That's why Seattle said verbal action, verbal and physical action. They all start from the mental action. Yeah, the mind. Exactly. That's why the mind is the most important thing
Mhm.
to pay attention to.
Powerful.